Hey agents, thanks for tuning into this video. As I said in my last upload, this is going to be a bit of a Pestilence build. So what am I actually going to show you today? Just do this, do that. That's it guys, build done. That's it. No, just kidding. I'm not going to show you that. This is actually the build you were probably expecting with Walker and Harris and current characters and Fox Prayer and stuff. So, or Memento, whatever. That's not what I'm going to show you. I want to show you this one here. Okay. About a month ago, I put out a build with ongoing directive. This is a 4-piece ongoing directive build. So I don't know if you've ever seen an ongoing directive with the Waveform exotic. So I'll just start with the Waveform exotic before I move on to other things. So the Waveform exotic, the talent there is alternating current. So it generates a stack of 3% skill damage on one of your skills every second, capping at 10 stacks. So that's 30% basically. So then after 10 seconds, the 30% of your alternating skill damage is moved onto your other skill. So that's why if you're on your skill damage builds, this is actually the best holster to use in my opinion. I mean, you can differ from me if you want to, but in my opinion, for doing nothing, just process just repeats forever. So as long as you have it on equipped, the skill damage will build up and then move on to the other skill that you have. So have you ever seen an ongoing directive with a mortar? I don't know if you have. My other ongoing directive build uses the same explosive seeker mine to proc your bleed damage, your bleed status effect. You can see the bleed damage is 85,000. So if you take into account that bleed damage of 85,000, that's on a 2 skill tier. So I think I only need 2 skill tier with this one. I don't think I need any more. That 85,000 is more than enough. That's 85,000 is more than what you get when you run a 6 piece or a 6 skill tier Eclipse build. That's more bleed damage than what you're going to get on there. And I'll explain to you why. In case you haven't watched my other video, I'll put a card up here somewhere so you can go watch that one as well. This is a mortar you get with Demolitioners as part of the specialization. You can see the bleed damage there is 78,000. The actual damage per hit, I'm not looking at that. I mean, that's not important to me. I just want the enemies to bleed. So the total damage of the skill itself per hit, so that 2.3 million there and the 1.4 million there, I don't actually care about that. I'm caring about the bleed damage. That's important to me. So how I got the bleed damage that I'll explain to you very shortly. Ongoing directive, for me, I always run ongoing directive as 4-piece, because you get the 2 piece branching bonus is status effect. The 3 piece is reload speed, so that really helps out with the Pestilence, the reload speed. LMGs, the reloading is a bit of a problem. So rules of engagement: you kill a status affected enemy, you grant a hollow point ammo for your active weapon. The hollow point ammo grants you 20% more damage and applies bleed on hit. There's something else I can say about that, which I'll get to shortly. So why I'm using the backpack, you can differ from me, you can run, you don't need to do this at all. You can skip the waveform and dump something else in there, put in the memento if you want to. But the trauma specialist here, for me, that's why I have it. So increases the duration of your bleed status effects by 50% and all bleed damage done by 100%. So that's how I got the bleed damage that with only being a skill tier 2. So on here I have 15% weapon damage. I was lucky there. I rolled crit damage on the max out, and my mod there is a 6% crit chance. I'll go on to the other pieces of ongoing directive now. You have the mask there, 15% weapon damage, 11.9 crit hit damage. I can make that 12% with optimization station, but am I really going to do that now? For 0.1%, I'm going to spend this hard-earned resources just for 0.1%. But there's my crit hit chance mod of 6%. The glove, I haven't gone through the glove yet. There's 14.5. The optimization station, I can push it to, I think it gives me 14.7 on this piece, and there's 12% critical hit damage. So 14.5, I'm okay with that. 14% weapon damage on the 4th piece of ongoing directive, and 12% critical hit damage. So crit damage on all of them, crit hit chance on the mod slots. Depending on what you have, you can make it all critical hit damage as well. If you run maybe a if you want to put a Seska piece in here and roll it yellow or whatever you want to do, you can have. So it's just based on what you actually have. Why I have Empress in here for 10% skill health, because I find sometimes the NPCs, they before I can use all my mortar shots, I have 6 of them, and then sometimes they end up destroying the mortar. So skill health, skill tier Empress, there's my 8.3 skill damage. I can push it up optimization to 8.7, I think. Status effect helps out with the bleed, the duration and the bleed damage. 5.8% critic chance because I don't have another 6% one. I'm using Spark, so whenever I hit an NPC with either of these skills, I get 15% weapon damage for 15 seconds. I'm at least damaging NPCs with a skill every 15 seconds, either with a mortar or with the seekers. So it's actually constant, really. So Spark kind of makes up for the core I'm losing, or one of the cores I'm losing here, and the hollow points makes up for a bit of the damage I'm losing, the weapon damage I'm losing by running the Waveform exotic. So basically that's how I got the bleed damage, the 85. Just see if I use any other backpack. If I take that off, automatically goes down to 49. So yes, like the description says of Trauma Specialist, it doubles it basically. So that's how I got the bleed damage. I'm using custom P416 with Sadis. Critical hit damage on there, health damage. So not the best weapon I actually want to use, but I have Sadis. I'm a bit lazy to go farm assault rifles to get a better one. Here's the Pestilence. So the build isn't really focused around the Pestilence, because if I really wanted, like, I would have had a Walker and Harris. I would have been showing you the Walker and Harris Contractor's Glove, which now most of the builds you see out there about the Pestilence. The Pestilence is a popular now again, is a Plague of the Outcast, because he hits apply a debuff dealing 100% weapon damage over 10 seconds, so it stacks up to 50 times. So that's why, as long as you can build up the buff, you can, maybe the NPC can run away, but he'll go die somewhere else. One thing you have to notice, if you're trying to use the Pestilence with, there's a bit of a caveat with, if you want to use the Pestilence with Wicked, it won't actually work, because this Plague of the Outcast is not counted as a status effect, it's a debuff, just like with Apex Predator from the Hunter's Fury as well. Just like it's not actually a status effect, so that's why running Wicked with that doesn't do anything. You can run Wicked with something else. Yes, if you use damage enemy with a skill, for example, then Wicked will proc and then it will apply to your Pestilence, but the Pestilence on its own with Wicked won't actually do anything for you. You can correct me if I'm wrong with in the comments, but let me just, you can see how it works in the gameplay, but I'm just going to show you some numbers here. I'm going to put this on very hard. Okay, very hard. Let me just dump the mortar here. So as soon as you damage your NPCs, it's all about your aiming. Sometimes my aiming sucks a bit. There you get your perfect, there you get your spark on there. You can use perfect spark, you get on the group piece as well. You can use that. But I want to use this for the bleed, really. Are you going to attack the NPC now or not? Yeah, there you go. So as long as you do that, your spark can go on forever and ever. Obviously, you can get the mortar a lot stronger the more skill tier you have. But I decided to not do that. So this actually, it works like we say, lekker over here in South Africa. I'll just put this on elite. I mean, you can see how it works in the gameplay I put up, but just to people always interested in this, I'll put it on 10 meters. Okay, maybe on 15. Let's show you how this actually works. The Pestilence, even without the Contractor's Glove and all that. So you can just stop shooting. The NPC will die eventually somewhere. If the bleed doesn't kill them, the Plague of the Outcast will. We put it on named. So that's without spark. So let me just activate spark and then shoot again. So now with spark. So if I have to stop for reloads, the enemy will continue to suffer from Plague of the Outcast. The armor will tick away. You obviously have to shoot them again, from this distance. You get your hollow point ammo as well from killing a status effected NPC on that side. So that's why there's a lot going on in this build. the bleed going on, the plague of the outcast, your hollow point ammo. But it's all really simple, really. I mean, I haven't seen normally on an ongoing directive build you would run either trauma or RidgeWay's, which I already showed you, and then maybe a golem piece, or you take this one out and use a memento, but then you lose half the bleed damage. There's a lot of options you can do, or you can put in a contractor's glove in here, and you can run the chest piece of ongoing directive. There's a lot of ways you can do it, but guys, like I always say, might not have all the best damage, the best rolls, but I'm just here to maybe show you guys a different way of running. You don't always have to run the same things as everyone else. So guys, that's it for this build. Maybe this is not the Pestilence build you were expecting me to show you, and that's a good thing for me. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already. 96% of you are not doing so. So that will also help me to spread the word around that you don't always have to run the same things as everyone else. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.